Welcome back to MWVDoula, Mommy Mondays and Tuesdays podcast. Today I will be joining in with Ashli on the Village Doula. Here it is.
So MWV stands for Mount Washington Valley.
Okay.
So that covers North Conway, Tamworth, surrounding areas, and New Hampshire.
Okay.
And I'm in Freiburg in the Bridgeton area. So it kind of spreads into those areas as well.
Mm-hmm.
So that's where I came up with MWVDoula. It was easy for people to find. And,
Yeah. And you started exactly where, and then you just like branched out?
So I started completely by myself. And yeah, I never worked under anyone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good for you.
Thank you.
Women empowering women.
Yeah, seriously. And it's not easy. It's really hard.
No, it's not. But just communicating and talking about it, I feel like, we're doing our part. So
Exactly.
Tell me, what made you get started in this birth work world?
So the birth work world, I was inspired after the birth of my first son.
Mm-hmm.
It was traumatic. It was an unnecessary cesarean, but at the time I had no idea.
Right.
So obviously I didn't ask questions, just went through with it. And then after I realized how I had so much more control, but I didn't know how to harness it.
Yeah.
So I wanted to inspire other people and hold people's hands and give them courage and allow them to feel empowered in their birth space.
Did you feel as though you went into your first birth educated, or did
No.
you go into it with the mindset that like birthing is just natural and it doesn't really take much work?
So, yeah, when I first went in, I had like no idea. I had no clue about anything childbirth related other than from what I saw from my mom having my two siblings.
Okay.
But so when I went in, I thought it was going to be like a breeze because my pregnancy was super easy. So I had no idea what was going on.
Right.
Honestly, I let the hands of like my midwives at the time and my OB, I let them take control and take over because I had no idea and I thought that's what was normal.
Yeah.
So,
But, you birthed a beautiful baby boy.
I did.
You did via cesarean. Where you have just the one son?
So I have two. Malachi was my first, and that was in 2020. So like, we couldn't leave the hospital.
Girl.
Yes.
Who are you, Palette?
Exactly. I know. I was like, oh my God, this was literally when you told me that when I was doing my podcast with you the other week. I was like, oh my God, me too.
It was something.
I literally had to have people drop off like takeout food at the labor and delivery department. I was like, please put this in this bag. Like, I can't leave.
And
my mom was
did
like,
you have a different plan if it wasn't the pandemic for like your support system inside the hospital?
So I thought it was going to be my mom and Malachi, 100%.
Yeah.
At least the two of them. And it ended up just being Malachi, and he didn't know how to really help me. Now he does because I've pushed him through it, and I talked to him about everything. But at that time, like, we were 18. We were babies. And
I know it. I feel like I didn't admit that when I was 18, that we were kids and babies and had no clue.
No
But
clue.
now we know.
Because now we know. And so, I have the two. I have little Kai, so Malachi Jr., and then I have Bruno. Bruno's one. He was born completely natural, unmedicated. I hypnobirthed at home the whole time. Yeah, that was awesome.
So the
That was the
hypnobirthing you attribute to and just like education after your first birth.
Yes.
I need to get into that hypnobirthing. I need to look more into it. I need to learn.
It's amazing. Seriously, it really works. And so now I do like hypnobirthing classes with clients and hypnobirthing all throughout the start of labor. And sometimes it's like a few days, like pre-labor.
Okay.
And they're like, oh my God, I'm in labor. And I'm like, you're not in labor yet. Don't go, because they'll keep you, or they'll send you home and they'll be really rude and they'll take all of your excitement away and
induce you, or just
exactly.
the stuff that's not necessary. Absolutely.
So hypnobirthing is amazing.
Okay.
I totally believe in it. And I also used, this was at our old house. We had this big cast iron tub. It sucks at retaining heat, but it helped me with labor. I didn't know how far along I was, honestly.
Right.
I never, you can be a doula to others, but to yourself, it's really hard.
Yeah.
I had a doula. I didn't call her because I didn't think it was real.
Wow.
So
with the
labors were
yeah.
With
Bruno?
Yes. Bruno was like, "Hi, Mom." And Malachi was like, "I think we should go to the hospital."
Yeah.
And I was like, "No, we can have him here." And he was like, what?
Yeah. So tell me about that. When you meet a client and you know you're starting from the beginning and you're working on a birthing plan, what would you say that you focus on? What do you leave with them? And we don't even have to stick with just a birthing plan, but what most importantly do you say when you communicate with your clients, like, this is a focus that you concentrate on?
So when I make a birthing plan with a client, which happens a lot, it normally changes every month for the last 4 months. Because they learn different things. They realize there's tons of different coping mechanisms. Most people want a completely medicated birth, and then they'll end up unmedicated by the end of it.
Wow.
So it bounces all over. And I try and give them as much information as possible. I answer all of their questions. I give them different perspectives to look at it so they can decide on their own. Right. I'm pretty biased. I'm not going to lie. Yeah. We all have our own opinions. Absolutely. And I don't want to sway someone on accident.
But you know what? Recognizing your own bias is half the battle, right? So as a doula, what do? We help guide. We help empower you. Like I was saying to you earlier, shout out to the apothecary I was at, Jacqueline. But, you know, the tools that we need to do what we need to do with our own autonomy, you know, is so important.
Yes.
So you give them the facts so that they can decide on their own.
I love it. That's literally, it's what it is. And most people don't realize they have all of the power within themselves. And I tell everyone, my motto or mantra is empowering the goddess within.
Yeah.
And it's the truth. Some people say, giving you the power, but you already have the power. So when I see them, I'm like, bruh. I'm like, they already have the power. What are you talking about?
Let me take a deep breath and, gather that, absorb that. We have the power, it's within us. We just have to tap into it, right?
We do.
We have to tap into it. I know life gets crazy.
It does.
You don't gotta tell me.
In the drop of a dime.
Life gets crazy in a drop of a dime, but it's on us to navigate it, right? So we have it within ourselves. We can do it, but just sometimes you need a guide, and here we are.
Seriously, people have shamans for spiritual awakenings and all of these other things. Doulas are the shamans of pregnancy, postpartum, delivery, preconception. I swear.
I love it.
Birth workers in general. Oh my
Absolutely.
God.
So tell me, Carly, about what work you've done, just besides working with your clients, to just help fulfill your passion and maybe just add value to your business. Are there any special classes that you've taken? You said you did the hypnobirthing.
Yep. So I did hypnobirthing classes. I'm a Reiki practitioner. I'm a licensed massage therapist.
Reiki. Yes. Comfort measures.
So, yes, I am literally... So I'm a licensed massage therapist, so that also helped me kind of weave my way through everything.
Right.
And I've always been super spiritually connected since a little kid. My mom was really open about everything, the universe and power within everything.
Yes.
So I took all of those classes. I took prenatal acupressure classes to help, using natural pain relief again during pregnancy. like learning how to flip a baby naturally as much as possible. Breech delivery is safe.
I wish I knew you before I had my daughter, because on the birthing table, they're like, oh, she's sunny side up.
What? Oh my God.
On the cesarean, like in the operating room. I was like, are you kidding me?
Oh my God.
Listen,
Oh, that's why it was taking so long too.
that's why
She would have
forever.
Yeah, I'm glad you said something, because you were literally waiting around in pain. And that's awful.
Days, and it definitely put my body into a spiral.
Yeah, stress and shock.
Mm-hmm.
So, oh my God. And cesareans, like after you have any sort of shock while in labor, you have like the cold chills. You can't get your heat back down. Like you can't get your heat regulated.
It's really
all of the
hard to get your body back like in control.
Yeah, it's oh my God, awful. Ugh. Some other classes I took. So I went and took a class with Indie Birth, because I'm more of like the radical birth worker spectrum as well as the doula side. So I still hire out for doula services. But I took my radical radical birth worker class with them. So I do a lot of home births now, and I'm hands-on with home births.
Okay.
And I've taken suturing classes, so I can do second and third degree tears and lacerations. Yeah. Because it happens. And in case of an emergency, I'm not saying I will do it, but I can do it. And
I feel like as a client, that's what I want to hear, right? Huge. I want to hear that my birth worker, that my birth keeper, my doula, my guide knows what they're doing. Yes. Right?
And so they are equipped.
You can add value. Absolutely.
Yeah. 100%. Like, I want that. And I don't have anyone like that in my area. So I'm like, I got
that, you know? So tell me, if you could say, I mean, we are live right now. So tell me if there's anything that you can tell this community or your clients about your work, about you, about your passion. Like, say it with your chest. This is your time. Tell me.
So, like, I had dove into a tiny bit just a minute ago.
Yeah.
Like the radical birth work side. Birth is safe. Birth is not a disability. And I'm sick of people treating it like it's a disability, because it's not.
I hear you.
It's not debilitating.
Right.
And so many people are taught, and they're not going to ask questions. They're going to go through it and think that they're incapable of all of these different things when they are fully capable. It's so funny saying that out loud, because it sounds mean, but it's not. It's just like the truth, the raw truth.
I understand.
And so that's very close to my heart, because
it's helping them like proclaim their power, right?
Yeah, 100%, and showing them that they have what it takes. Yeah, like they before have baby and after baby. Yep.
And then before baby and after baby because that fourth trimester
is real.
Yeah, you guys heard me. Fourth trimester is real.
It is. It is, and it lasts. You are forever postpartum. And it sounds crazy to say that, but if you think about it, you really are forever postpartum after your child. And you will not be the same after. That's just really what it is.
Right.
So that's very dear to my heart. And being on the radical side, I offer, so PMA, it's a private medical membership association.
Okay.
I want other birth workers like you to know it exists, because...
Yes, speak on it. Am I still here? Did I go somewhere?
Yes. No, you're here.
Good. Speak on it. Speak on that.
So you're protected, even if you've taken midwifery classes and you're against what your state requires.
Okay.
Like my state in Maine requires that a midwife is never allowed to perform services at a home birth to a mom wanting to perform a VBAC. They say it's too risky. That's BS.
Yeah.
I've seen moms deliver at home.
Total BS.
With just me after a VBAC, just fine.
Total BS. They told me, like, she was never going to make it out, like, trying to make me think that I was never going to be able to have a VBAC after my cesarean. So, yeah. BS.
Oh my God. That makes me so cute. So, they still tell people that all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Literally, they also say, breech isn't the best situation. But I have had moms determined it's effing painful.
Yeah.
One of the most pains you'll ever go through in your life. And
but
it's long.
You've seen it done.
I've seen it done. And I've also seen it done in hospitals. Like, not live births. Like,
wow.
We've gone into a cesarean, which is perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
If you have the willpower and know the risks, some people are willing to do it.
Right.
But without any education on it, you wouldn't feel safe or confident doing it.
Okay.
Because when people hear breech, they're horrified.
Of course.
They're like, oh my God, just take the baby out. I'm done. I'm good. Like, what's the safest exit for me and baby?
Uh-huh.
But what people don't know is, like, breech is actually really safe. Almost every other country except the United States allows breech birth vaginally.
Ooh, speak on it. This is why I love talking with you guys, communicating with this community, because I did not know that other countries are birthing breech babies.
Oh, all the time.
Wow.
Oh my God. I literally am on my phone and I'm in all of these different birth worker groups, and I'm watching, like, people like me and you, birth assistants, doulas, and they're watching this. They'll take videos, they'll post them with consent.
Yeah.
To show, like, this is okay.
Wow.
Our medical system is so corrupt.
And you attribute all of, like, this to your radical side. So
yeah,
you started to learn. When did you start to learn, or maybe separate yourself from Western medicine?
I would say right before we conceived Bruno. We knew we were going to have another, and I had the hard conversation with my husband, and I was like, please support me. Yeah. And he was like, all right. He's like, Carly, I support you no matter what. He's like, if this is what you want to do, then let's do it as safe as possible. And I was like, I am as safe as possible in my own hands. And he had seen what happened with Malachi, so he was on board, thankfully.
Have you looked into, like, birth trauma work?
Yes.
Or, like, a class with it? I'm actually about to start a class myself.
Yep. So I have a class right now that I do in person. I work in a spa, and I provide all my services at Lake's Luxury Spa in Bridgeton Mid. And when I'm there, I perform these services. I have my service menu, and it's called the Closing of the Bones Ceremony.
Is that anything like belly binding?
It is. It's really similar to, with energy work. Oh my God. Aligning your chakras. People do the closing of the bone ceremony all different ways. Like, they'll do massage. However it speaks to you do it, but it works. That healing is so necessary, especially after cesarean.
I wish I knew about it. I wish I knew,
Me too.
It sucks that, like, you don't really learn about a lot of pregnancy, preconception, menstrual cycles, like, just, like, body literacy until after you have your first child. And that's not right.
It's not right. And the classes that they'll tell you to take while you're pregnant, like your nurse midwife or your OB that you see for your prenatal appointments tells you, oh, you should take this class. And you're like, oh, okay, it's a childbirth education class with my hospital. It's free, and I wonder why. They literally just teach you how to be a good patient on the table. Right. Lay down, spread your legs, let me hold them and push. Like, don't feel connected at all to your baby. That stuff, oh my God. I tell all of my clients.
It shouldn't be like that. Not from the beginning. If we're not supporting each other from the very beginning.
Yep. What are we doing?
What are we doing?
Exactly. It's so true. And like the smallest things like that, it's so disappointing.
But you know what?
Like,
you are in this world for a reason.
Yep.
You're in this workspace for a reason. And I'm not even a client of yours. And I am like so appreciative of just this conversation and, you know, the knowledge that you're spreading. I'd love to continue to talk with you and just, you know, pick your brain. You are deeper in this world than I am. You know, my background is in childcare. I own a daycare center. So, you know, I have this village. I've been communicating with parents in that time of their lives for a very long time. But I'm, you know, just now having been inspired from my own birth, diving into this world. So I just want to say thank you again, Carly, for joining me.
Thank you for having me.
Live. You were awesome.
Thank you.
And we're going to do this again.
Oh yeah, we have to do it all the time. We need like 3-hour segments.
We
it would be a documentary.
Do. We're going to plan it all out. We're going to get you guys the information that you need. Okay,
yes.
So make sure that you follow us, that you're tuning in. Mama Mondays, look out. I do them. Carly does them. MWVDoula. We have lots to share with you guys, okay? So, you know, it takes a village.
It does.
It takes a village.
Bye, guys.
All right, Carly. You guys have a great night. Thank you.